Hi folks, Larry Winget here, back with another episode of Ask Larry Anything, the YouTube series where you can ask Larry Winget anything in the world you would like to know, and I would be happy to give you my 2 cents worth. Unless you're paying me for my 2 cents worth in person, and then it's going to cost you a whole lot more than just 2 cents to actually sit down and ask me these questions in person. So, let's get right to it. By the way, if you have a question, just write me at info@larrywinget.com. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, at Twitter, at Larry Winget, Facebook fan page, or lots of other places. So here we go. Here we start with a question that says, I'll try to keep it short, and he actually does a pretty good job. It says, I recently quit a dead-end job for a much better job. The only problem is that business has slowed down this season, and at least for the time being, we're all getting fewer hours than we'd like. That's happening a lot, by the way. People just don't have as much business, so they're cutting back, giving all of their employees fewer hours, so at least they can keep employees all on the payroll and try to hurt everybody just a little instead of completely putting people out of business by firing them or letting them go. I kind of admire when managers do that. Because of this, however, I'm going to get a second job to supplement my income to help me through this slow period. That's smart. Unfortunately, my job doesn't have a set schedule, which will make it more difficult to avoid scheduling conflicts with a second job. I can see that. I'm also hesitant to reduce my availability for fear that my current manager will see me as being a less reliable employee, because that's the last thing in the world I want. Can you please give me your advice on getting a second job and overcoming the awkward obstacles that will come with the territory? Thanks a lot. All right, here's what I would suggest. Go to your boss and say, look, fewer hours, I need to make some money, you understand that. I kind of took the job thinking I was going to make this much money based on this many hours, and now I'm not getting that many hours, and I got to make some more money. I'd love to take a second job, but we don't have real straight set hours here, and so I'm trying to stay flexible for you because you are my #1 priority. I want to be here, I want to stay here, but I may have some conflicts in the future. You are always my first priority, though. What do you think we can work out so I can still make some money, to make sure that I'm still able to take care of my family in the way that I promised that I would do? You see, that's just basic, honest communication with your boss, and I think bosses appreciate that. So when you go to them and shoot them straight and say that you kind of have an obligation to your commitments, a commitment to your commitments, which include your bills and your families and so forth, and that was based on you making a set amount of money with a set number of hours, and now that the conditions have changed, no fault of his probably, no fault of yours certainly, just that things have slowed down, you've got to do something to supplement your income so you can keep up with your commitments. He will understand that. And then ask his help, or her help, in helping you schedule in the future so it can all work. Understanding that that job, your first job, your current job, is your #1 priority and you'll do whatever it takes. I think that kind of open communication is really the key. And really this is more than just about your question. This is about people just openly communicating honestly about what their concerns are. For the most part, bosses are not bad guys. And I think more open, honest communication with your boss, and really everyone, is the only way to go. If you've got a problem, if you see a problem coming up, sit down and have a conversation about it. Get them on your side. Ask what you can do together to come to resolution. I think that's always the best case, whether it be with your boss or with your spouse or with your friends or whatever. When you see a conflict on the horizon, you sit down and you talk it out. That's it. You just talk it out. So, nice simple question this week. I appreciate that. Tried to give you a nice simple little answer. Again, thanks for writing me. If you have a question, info@larrywinget.com, and I'd be happy to get to it. Thanks again.